Okay, guys, so Global English final test answers. Let's go over it really quickly. If you have any questions, don't forget to send me an email. You all know my email. But I think everything is going to be very clear here. First, let's go over the answers. Now, if you were in my Monday class, remember Monday class had no Zoom for the test. So I made Monday classes a little bit harder. There are some extra questions on the Monday students class. So I'm going to go over Monday students questions and the other students questions, okay? So I gave you Monday students, I gave all students a little bit extra points. I tried to go in, I tried to find which one's wrong, which one's right. And Monday students, I gave you a little bit extra points because your test was a little bit harder. And for all the students, especially from Monday, I curved the test score up. So if you got a B on the test, I gave you an A. If you got a C on the test, I gave you a B. If you got a D, I gave you a C, and so on. Okay? Okay. So let's go over the test right now. Again, you have any questions, any problems, please send email today or tomorrow. Okay, guys, so we're going to go over this. Now, remember, your test was a little bit different than other students' test, okay? So let's take a moment. Um, so the first part was you had some vocabulary here. You had some vocabulary here, and you had to guess which vocabulary fits the sentence. So on the first day of class, everyone blank themselves. So the first one is everybody introduces themselves. Everybody introduces themselves. I was very blank that our professor rescheduled our test until Monday. I was very blank that our professor rescheduled our test until Monday. Do you remember what this one was? Yes, it should be. I was very relieved. I was very relieved that our professor uh, rescheduled our test until Monday. Out of all blank food, I like Vietnamese food the best, right? So out of all foreign Wegu food, my blank is in 4 years, so I want to enjoy my university life. Right? I want to enjoy it now, so my graduation is in 4 years. Blank people like to try many different foods when they travel. They aren't afraid of new tastes. So if you're not afraid of new tastes, then you're open-minded. Sujin was blank by the difficult problems on her math midterm exam. Sujin was blank by the problems. So confused is correct, but that's not one of our vocabulary words. So puzzled, puzzled. At Namso University, some professors are very blank on attendance, while others allow students to be late. Strict. Oops, write that in the wrong place. Strict, right? So strict means tough, strong, truthful. I am my uncle's favorite blank since my mom is his favorite sister. So niece, remember your uncle, you are your niece or nephew of your uncle. A niece is a girl, boy, woman, and nephew is man. Students usually get A's in conversation class since they aren't afraid to speak. Since they aren't afraid to speak. So there's a couple of ones that might fit this, right? There's a couple of things that might fit this one. So let's say outgoing students, right? Outgoing is same, or I also would accept here if you wrote extroverted because we talked about the word extroverted, even though it's not among your choices. I didn't blank the concert since I was very sick with the flu. So attend. I didn't attend the concert, okay? Okay, let's go to the next page. Nowadays, students don't buy comic books. They buy online blank to read on the internet. So, online cartoons. Mary is more blank than Tim since she loves hiking and swimming almost every day. Active, right? I skipped lunch, so by dinner I was starving. Remember, starving means very, very hungry. I blanked just a little salt on my French fries. Sprinkled or sprinkle, I will accept. My mom's blank for spaghetti is the best in the world. Recipe for spaghetti. How do you cook something? You need a recipe. If you blank class, your grade will suffer. If you skip class, your grade will suffer. Blank people avoid eating meat or other animal products. Vegetarian people, 채식주의자. The weather blank forecast called for rain, but we got snow instead. January is the most freezing month in Korea. Freezing. Cold. Very cold. The cleaning lady mopped the classroom, so the floor is very slippery. Slippery, easy to slip, right? Okay, so in this one you need to write the correct comparative or superlative form of the adjective. So for instance, the test is harder than the last test versus this is the hardest test I've ever taken. So Pizza School has the cheapest pizza in Korea, just like a Yukchonwon for a cheese pizza, right? Which country is bigger, Canada or the US? Michael's worst subject in school is math. Remember, the superlative form of bad is worst. The comparative is worse, W-O-R-S-E. So if you wrote worse, W-O-R-S-E, you don't get point. Which cafe is blank to you? Starbucks or Tom and Tom's? So, two things is more comfortable. Is Busan farther? I would also accept further from Seoul than Daejeon. Although that's not technically correct, sometimes native speakers say that. The Mississippi River is the longest river in North America. Lake Baikal in Russia is the deepest lake in the world. This restaurant has the best sushi. The superlative form of good is best. Best sushi in Osaka. Mount Fuji is taller than Hala Mountain. This is the most bitter coffee I have ever tasted. Okay. Take a look over these answers. Okay, so this one you have to write the question. So you have the example, study English. Have you ever studied English? So, have you ever eaten Spanish food in question mark? Have you ever ridden a motorcycle? So ridden, R-I-D-D-E-N. Have you ever taken the TOEIC test? Next one. Have you ever missed an airplane? Have you ever broken an arm? So write the correct form of either present perfect or past simple to complete the sentences. So, Hi Yubin, have you seen Sang-hoon lately? Yes, I saw him. This one's the past simple last week. Did you buy that blue dress yesterday? No, I bought it a few weeks ago. So present perfect, have seen, past simple. Please write the correct preposition in the empty space. Use in, on, or at. I lived in Busan for 4 years before I moved to Seoul. Korea became independent in 1945. I was born on May 4th, 1983. Suji lives at 234 University Road. Our class usually starts at 9 a.m. sharp. We all had a party in Hongdae on the weekend. I said here, use the American English, not British. The British is correct also, but since I'm American, I want to teach you the American English because most of the students will study in America. Okay. So, because the British will sometimes say at the weekend, but Americans say on. I was born in the 20th century, and I like to relax and listen to classical music in the evening. At Gangnam Station, our class was canceled on Tuesday. Okay, so look these ones over again. Some students found these a little bit difficult, but we did study them in the book. Usually in comparatives and superlatives, blank adjectives add ER for comparatives. So what is this? Usually in comparative and superlatives, two blank adjectives add two or more adjectives add ER and EST for superlatives. Water, bread, and weather, like rain or snow, are called non-count nouns. They can't be countable. I also would accept uncountable nouns, but the word we use in the book is non-count, and we don't add S to make them plural. We don't add S. I am at the NSU library. How can I get to the dormitory? So in our Zoom class, we talked about this. So first, make a left at the library and walk straight for 1 block, and the dormitory is on the right. Okay, so imagine yourself. First, make a left at the library and walk straight for 1 block, and the dormitory is on the right. To make a verb simple past, we usually add D or ED. However, for blank verbs, the rules can be complicated. So those are called irregular verbs, like the verb run. We don't add something to it. Okay? So take a look at these again. Again, I added some extra points if I thought you had a good answer. If you have another answer you really, really think works, please send me an email about it soon. Okay? And here you were supposed to talk about whether you're an introvert or an extrovert. And why do you think this? Okay, so we talked about this in our Zoom. What kinds of things do you do that make you an extrovert or introvert? Use lots of information and details from your life to explain it to me. So students who wrote 1 sentence got a lot of points. Students who wrote just a few sentences get a few points, okay? Okay, guys, so if if you have any questions, please send me an email. Again, I marked some students' scores up, and so everybody got a higher grade from it. Remember, Monday students, you had some extra questions. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday students, some of these questions you didn't have, so don't worry about that, okay? Okay, guys, so again, I really had a good time with you guys, and please send me an email if you have any questions, or send me a cacao if you just want to talk. You need some help with English, I'm here for you. Okay, thank you very much, and I will see you next year. Have a good summer. Bye bye.